reason that you kind of reached out is, well, a couple of things. Like you were kind of feeling like you were floating around, didn't really have like a ton of direction as far as like what to do next, right? Or the knowledge on how to like implement this stuff. But you said accountability before, and I think that's a really big part. I mean, I work with a coach myself in my business. We do a ton of coaching for our clients, obviously. And I think it's the same thing for dog trainers, that, accountability is such a big part of your client's success, right? If you actually stay on top of them and give them a real proven strategy of like the homework that they should be doing in between lessons, or like when they take the dog home from the board and train, and you do a check-in with them and stuff like that. If they know that like, hey, I need to hold this standard because Eden's going to be checking back in with me, they're going to do that much more than just being like, hey, here's your dog, like, don't talk to me again. And has that kind of been your experience?
Yes, like I definitely hold a lot of my clients like accountable with things like that as well, because otherwise, how are we going to maintain that training? We got to make sure that we're the clients, the ones that are really 100%, the dogs are dependent on us, keep that skill. For me with the accountability, it was more so like feeling like I needed that extra support in my life, because like I'm the kind of person that I really do value routine and structure, and I try to give myself that, but I also struggled really bad with self-doubt and that imposter syndrome, but more just like lack of confidence and self-doubt. So for me, it was like the accountability of being like, no, like you are going to do this. You're not going to essentially like, get fearful and back out. I'm going to be kid friendly on this thing. So having you here to be like, all right, I'm going to report back to Kevin about this, or I can ask Kevin about this. I do have this support. I do have a way to get through this. I have someone that I can rely on and talk to and not feel judged or feel afraid, because in the dog trainer community, I've struggled with, just trying to put myself out there on dog training groups and ask questions and getting a lot of backlash for not knowing. So having someone like you, it was just nice to be like, all right, he's a business coach and kind of a dog trainer in one, even though I know you don't do the dog training thing, but you're so knowledgeable about it that it was just one of those things where it felt like a fresh breath of air to speak with you and have that, again, accountability.
That's so great. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's, you and I were definitely a really good fit to be working together, because you were definitely speaking my language from the beginning as well. And all we look for in our clients are like people who are like ready to change, ready to do something differently, because, we've worked with people in the past who, unfortunately, they want to change their business, but they want to do it on their terms. And I think that the beauty of running your own business is that you get to decide on how that business is run. And we always want people to have like their own unique spin on it. But I think that there's definitely a common thread that I've noticed through so many different dog training businesses. Do we have Ben walking into the room here?
Stop.
Oh,
no, it's just, good old friend, Alexa.
I was going to say, Alexa.
She listens to everything. She's telling me to wake up.
Yeah, I'll be on a sales call. My Alexa always, wants to chime in and tell me it's time to take out the trash or the recycling.
Thanks.
But what I was going to say is that the common thread I always notice is like people who are willing to go and be above and beyond and like deliver a good experience for their customers. And so what that looks like for us, and what I've noticed is like, being willing to get on a phone call with somebody quickly, or if you can't, like just messaging with them and letting them know like, hey, I'm free at this time. And then when you get them on that call, like going to meet with them or setting up a time to meet with them in person for a consultation and giving them like a really high touch experience where you really listen to them. And then you make them a really good offer and you spend time with them, getting to know them and their problems.